Put it on this computer. Okay, this is the March 16th, 2022 Cities Events and Recognitions Committee monthly meeting, and it is 4:06. You would like to call to order, Chair.
Thank you. Thank you. I would like to acknowledge that we rest on the traditional homelands of the Puyallup people, where they make their homes and speak the Lushootseed language. May I have a motion to approve our agenda for this meeting?
I'll make a motion to approve, Cecily.
Thank you, Cecily. Is there a second?
This is Alex. I'll second.
Thank you, Alex. Is there any discussion? All right. Can I have a motion to approve the minutes from our last meeting?
Last two meetings, I think.
Our last two meetings, January 19th and February 23rd.
This is Alex. I'll motion.
Thank you, Alex. And is there a second?
Cecily seconds.
Thank you, Cecily. Any discussion? Okay, I call to vote to approve. Or excuse me, we already did all that, so we're good. Chair comments. Should I skip that for now, Kala? I really was just going to talk about thank you cards. I know people need to get going, so.
Yeah, you do want to call for a vote.
Oh,
you got motions and seconds, but you didn't get a vote.
May I have a vote to approve the motion?
Aye.
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 Thank you. And yes, you may skip to, what did I leave out of the agenda that you wanted me to put in there? Oh, it's your chair's comments, right?
Yeah, well, I'll try to make it really quick. Basically, Cal and I were talking about, well, one, the open discussion, because I thought it would be great, which I sent out an email earlier today about just being able to have a moment to catch up together, because I feel like we do miss a certain amount of engagement because we're not all together in a room. And I would like us to feel like a group that participates with each other. Anyway, that might be cheesy and dumb, but I thought it would be a nice, happy, warm feeling thing. Doesn't need to happen today. And then second, we were talking about thank you cards to send out to nominees, whether they are receiving an award or not. I thought would be kind of cool. And maybe a little gift. Cecily, your name was brought up with bringing in some of the kids' artwork that could help. And what I was thinking about this year is possibly getting cards printed. And I think I have a company that would be willing to donate. But cards printed like this, just on simple cardstock, and maybe create a CERC logo that could go on it. And then we could always just print in here a message, and then we could do digital signatures until we see each other in person, so that we could send those out, because I think receiving something in the mail would be nice for people. I have a couple ideas of logos that I like. A lot of them are basic, obviously, including a mountain and then the CERC name and then the city logo or city skyline. But what I really liked is this colorful one. If we could do something that was like this, but with Tacoma, I thought would be fun to receive in the mail. And then Gerald, I thought we could possibly work you into that, and maybe people could vote on that online, and we could have a vote in our social medias with the city if they wanted to participate. But those are just some small ideas that I was throwing around. If anyone has any thoughts, let me know.
Are you creating a logo for the City Events and Recognition Committee? Is that what I heard? Or
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay.
Sorry, it's trying to say that really fast so that we can skip to some other some other things, because I didn't realize we had a time crunch.
Well, Gerald and I can put our heads together and think about what would make sense in terms of a logo. It tends to be not really a quick thing to do. So if you were wanting to send out cards, I think we could probably come up with something that you could do now.
Okay.
But creating a logo tends to take a bit of time, is what I've seen in the past, so.
Would you
that
like-
work, Bill?
Would you like for me to set up a subcommittee meeting with the communications group?
That's a
Sure.
great idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we have time. I mean, I've reached out to all of the nominees, nominators, and awardees with separate types of, messaging. The awardees receive a letter from the mayor. So I can certainly put that together.
My goal here is to recognize all the people that are participating in our community, because that goes so far to me. And just to keep up the good work. I think that, after now getting to go through several of these selection committee processes, it's just really heartwarming to see what people are doing out there. And I think encouragement goes a long way.
I like both those ideas, and I think it will help with your engagement of the committee and having it more well-known if we can work on those items for sure. And then also, I just want to comment on your prompt for starting off the meeting. I go to a couple other monthly meetings of commissions and committees as well, and they typically do that at the beginning. So they'll have a prompt to talk about, and I think it really does help, particularly because a lot of them have never met either. So it helps them get to know each other. And what I've seen is them kind of gel together as a group and are very supportive of one another. So when there's things going on, like your cat's missing or whatever, just, I think that they have bonded together because of that sharing of the personal item at the top of the meeting. So I think it's a great idea to do. And so carry on.
Yeah. And speaking of cats, honestly, it was Alex, because there was something with your cat earlier this year, and every time we get off the meeting, I always forget to ask how your cat is doing.
Oh, yeah. Yes, yes. She's alive, which is a miracle.
Good. I
Yeah.
remember that scary text message, I think when we were shooting on the bridge. Anyway,
Yeah.
I feel like we never get to catch up about those things.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the long story short is she was indoor, outdoor. She has to be indoor now, and she doesn't really have control over her tail. But hip surgery, bone surgery, all that stuff. I mean, she's alive, so I'll take it.
Good,
Golly.
Yeah.
good. I'm assuming you must have a lot of knocked over water glasses in your house now.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's what you see behind me is the best. Everything, there's chaos around me.
So I think we lost Cecily. I don't know if it was a technical thing or if she just was feeling anxious to get going. So if you have anything else to vote on, but Hillary's here too, so we still have a quorum.
Perfect.
Hi, Hillary.
Hi, sorry, I was having some tech issues, so I just switched devices too.
Okay.
All right. So shall we go into staff updates?
Can I make one more comment about?
Of course.
Actually, no, I'll talk about it in the City of Destiny Award discussion. Yeah, I can start.
Yeah.
Awardee
let's go
selection
ahead.
process. So the City of Destiny Award, thank you. You guys did such a great job of, staying to the 10 awardees. And I think that Jennifer and John have all the information that I shared with the awardees and their packets. And I've actually gotten a couple of phone calls from people. That was really nice. I got a call from Swish, the coach. His name is David Brown. So grateful. I had a voicemail from, let's see, Virginia. Oh yeah, Virginia Basher. She was just checking in because she lost her phone and wanted to know if anybody had tried to reach out to her yet, but she's got that back in hand. And then I think I got one other one, another one from someone that was asking for more information. So I just keep telling people to be patient, and Jennifer will be getting in touch with them. One of the things that Jessica and I talked about, Chair Jessica and I talked about at our monthly chair meeting, was asking you all if you could choose, because there's 10 recipients of awards and there are 5 of you, and maybe if you could, it doesn't have to be a phone call if you're not comfortable with that, but choosing 2 of the recipients and the awardees and reach out to them and just say thank you. I mean, I know you're going to do the cards and that's really wonderful, but it's always nice to either get a phone call or just a quick email from someone that says, you know, I'm one of the people that was on the selection panel, and I just want to tell you how, thanks Hillary, how everyone, you know, was so impressed with this. Just something personal. And you can, like I said, I got to tell you something. I get to call these people, so does Jennifer, and she can tell you too. Sometimes you get really choked up because it's so sweet, right? I mean, you're talking to someone, they are so honored to receive this award, and knowing that there's somebody, there's a face behind it or a voice behind the, you know, the decision making. I think we haven't ever done that, and I feel like this committee is so much more engaged. I know I keep saying that, but believe me, you are. And so 1 or 2 award, I put 1 awardee to reach out to, but I really meant to put 2, but whatever you want to do, just let me know. And I was really hoping that Rosie would be the one to reach out to Swish, because she's the one who said that it was up sports when she was a adolescent and life was really rough. Right. And she said that sports and the volunteers that ran the sports program saved her life, or something to that effect. So, yes,
Alex, yeah, it's on the notes, right?
I don't think,
Or not their numbers?
not their numbers. No, Alex, I will go ahead and send that to you. I think I sent it to you right after the last meeting, but let me do that again, because I've gotten, like, Coach Brown, I've got his updated information. So Jennifer, did
Okay.
you have something to add?
No, I was just gonna reiterate kind of what you said, that, yeah, talking to these folks or just connecting with them is so fantastic. Yeah, as part of the process, Kelly used to do this. I think I'm probably doing it more this year, but and last year, but a full-on interview with them so that I can write the script for the council member to introduce them. And that was a good change we made, because since I'm writing the script, it's nice for me to hear from them directly. And man, I mean, you start building relationships with these people. In 2020, I drove all over town. It literally took me all day, and delivered the awards to each of them. It was so fun. You know, the stories, as you guys know from just doing the selections, are amazing. And so yeah, it's really nice to connect with these folks. And if I'm hoping we end up actually doing an in-person event this year, it's really fun to meet them and connect. So I was just gonna say, yes, I agree. That's all. And I'll just add too that I will be reaching out to them. I have not yet. Kind of busy week last week. But I will be reaching out to all of them tomorrow. That's kind of on my list, to draft that email just to say, and here's what's next, and here's what we need. And I mean, obviously we still need to set a date and all of those things. So I can't answer all the questions, but I can at least start getting pictures of folks and schedule interviews.
Because that doesn't change yet. Stephanie has her hand raised. Jessica, do you want to call on her?
Yes, Stephanie.
Hey, so I'm sorry, I was downstairs trying to cook dinner, and I'm passing my daughter in the hallway who has her phone on. I'm sorry. Yes, I love that, Jessica, that idea of calling or emailing. I think calling really, it just seems a handwritten note I have always loved, but adding a phone call to it would be perfect. So just assign me to whoever you want me to call, and I'm all in.
Perfect.
Thank you.
So does anyone have anyone that they would really like to call, or do we feel comfortable just assigning? Kella, as you mentioned,
Alex is asking in the chat if there's a final list of who all the recipients were.
I'm trying to open my, hold on a second here. Let me see if my downloads has.
Haven't compiled my cheat sheets yet to share.
because there are recipients in the notes, but it doesn't have their phone numbers.
Right, let me just see if this Excel spreadsheet that I've got here from 2/23, which was our last meeting. So all of that's in here, but I've got a more updated one that I sent to John and Jennifer, I think. Or maybe I didn't, maybe I just sent you the contact information for Coach Brown.
I'll look right now.
But so here are the highlighted ones. Let me hide the ones that weren't selected. And then we can just look at it together real quick, okay? And I know, does anybody else have to leave early? Okay. Okay, you guys. Adult leadership, this is Virginia Basher from Tacoma Safe. And then Travis Pope from Tupac for disability advocate.
Kala,
Yeah.
I didn't see your screen change. It's still on the agenda.
Oh, right, of course. That would be
I did just
two.
find that document. So
Yeah, hold on just a second, okay? I can't do two things at once, you guys. It's just so funny.
no, Zoom changed how it switches screens when you're sharing. So it's kind of annoying. Not you.
Okay. How's that? It's very small. Okay. So, like I said, here's Virginia. Let's see if I can make this a little bigger. Yeah. There you go. Now you can see. Adult leadership, Virginia Basher, Tacoma Safe. Disability advocate, Travis Pope, Tupac. Can you all see that good? Economic development, Sean Durnan from Nine Line Veteran Services, Celeste in environmental sustainability for Alling Park in South Tacoma. Swish, we already discussed. Downtown Tacoma Partnership. Nobody's calling Rod. It's a surprise.
Yeah, we shouldn't gloss over that.
What?
Just for this group, because they might not know the history. So Rod has emceed this event for years, and we are going to do everything in our power to keep it a secret that he is getting this award, and surprise him on the spot the night of the thing. So seriously, if you know the band, pretend you've never seen this.
He's retired now, right?
Yeah, he is.
Okay, so we won't run into him as part of work. Historic sustainability, the Points Northeast Historical Society out at Browns Point. Youth development, Mr. Robert Joyce at Metro Parks, well, People's Community Center on Hilltop. And then youth leadership, Isha Hussein and Heaven Galvin. Keep spelling her name wrong. And they are members or have been members of the Justice and Safety Committee of the Mayor's Youth Commission. And I will mention that Isha is also a daffodil. She's in the daffodil court. I don't know. They're announcing the queen or whatever they do. Jennifer could probably explain better than I'm doing. And she is not an alumni. She's a senior at Lincoln High School, and that is the mayor's As you've heard many times, that's the mayor's high school. Just a little background. So apparently she's amazing.
Now, are we going through the list to see who
Yeah,
wants to
see if
contact?
see if anything resonates. And then I can send the contact information. Hillary said, I would call anybody, but naturally prefer to call those bottom ones on youth development and youth leadership. That's fair.
Wasn't there, oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
The one lady from the church, was she in there?
She's receiving an honorable mention. Are you talking about Inez?
Oh, okay, that's not
Yes.
the one that we would call.
No, I think that can be something that Jennifer and I handle. They've already been reached out to, but I think the people who are getting the, the awards should be the ones that you focus your energy on. Unless you want to call her, unless she's a friend of yours.
What was Inez's last name?
Oh, Baker.
I know,
think
I
it's-
know her.
Okay, I
That,
think
I
it's
thought I knew her daughter. Yeah, I know all her daughters and her.
okay.
Off the side, I might give her a call, but no, go ahead and, like I said, assign me to whoever you want me to call.
Okay.
I will call Robert Joyce, if that's okay.
I think that I think that was one that Hillary was asking
Oh,
for.
I'm
but
sorry.
You
I'm
can
sorry.
fight over it, but I just wanted to.
No, Hillary can. I apologize. I'm honestly open to call whomever. I don't know if I should call Downtown Tacoma Partnership. It might be nice for someone else to call because they hear from me all the time. Alex, I know you felt like you were,
I'm happy to call the
Yeah.
partnership. Yeah.
perfect.
Okay.
And then we can ask Rosie to call Swish.
Okay.
I can call Travis Pope. I can call Virginia.
Okay.
Does anything else stick out to anyone that they might want to reach out to?
I'll scroll up again.
You can plug me in wherever.
Okay.
Wherever.
Okay. That sounds great. All right. That's a great start, you guys.
Do we have a set timeline that we should all call within?
Oh, there's Adam. Jennifer, what do you think? You're more in tune with this, with the scheduling.
Well, I was just kind of thinking about that. I want to get my reach out done. So I don't want to wait until these calls are made. So I would say, which I plan to do in the next, probably tomorrow. I should be able to get through all of them. So I would say, in the next week is fine. I don't know that they need to hear from, people like all on the same day, right?
No,
But
No,
I know
and-
they all have questions.
I
Just a congratulatory call or email from.
I would say
you guys as
by
well.
the end of this month would be nice,
Yeah,
just so
I
that,
think
because
that's
it's
fine.
fresh. I mean, I know that the event won't be until probably late May or early June, right? So, but still, it's nice to reach out now. And then Tammy just sent me a draft or we've been going back and forth on the draft for the news release, and that's supposed to go out, I'm hoping by the end of this week. We're waiting on remember I asked you, Jennifer, we're waiting for the mayor's comment.
Comment. Yes, the mayor's quote.
Yes.
I'm sure you are.
Yes.
So yeah, I think, and what I'll do is whatever email I send to all the winners, I do them individually. I don't group email them, not until later, closer to the actual event. But I'll send Jessica, you and Kala a copy of what the information I've given them. And maybe you can share that with everybody making phone calls, because inevitably the second you get someone on the phone, they're going to ask you a question.
Right.
So you should see what I sent them. And like, there's going to be questions we can't answer yet, like date and place. But we'll get there hopefully in really short order.
That sounds great.
So Kala, will you be sending around like contact info and like this list?
Yeah, I was just making that note. If I write it down, then it's in my head.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I don't want to send this one because it's kind of messy. I've got a better one, and it's got the newest contact info in there.
Yeah,
And
I just found that spreadsheet too, if you need me to send it.
Did you add Coach Brown in there?
I probably haven't yet.
You know what? Let me do it, Jennifer, because I'll put assignments in there. How about that?
Great. I love it.
If Jessica's okay with that.
Yeah.
You're okay with me assigning?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Hey,
Marketing update.
get the agenda. You got the agenda in front of you, don't you?
I do.
I'll share my screen again, okay? Just for that.
Carol, I'll toss that one to you.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Just for a social media update, did meet with our marketing department, and then also I did email Kala and Jennifer on the side as well. And it's kind of in line with the City of Destiny Awards. We're thinking about kind of doing the same approach that we did, how we announced the MLK recipients. And we're just going to be hopefully getting like headshots, and then also just a nice post, and then kind of like the testimonial of the recipient attached to the post. So it was great. It was great engagement with MLK, and I know a lot of people shared it, especially like on Facebook and on Instagram. And we kind of want to do the same approach as well for the City of Destiny Awards. So other than that, I mean, I know like we have on the 5 subcommittees, like doing communications. Yeah, we can have like a meeting with that, kind of like tackle in on how to approach this. So yeah, and then also just a random marketing social media update. Our TV, for Instagram, we're almost at 1,000 followers, which is pretty cool. So people are recognizing the brand. Not only people recognizing the brand, but also recognizing the hard work that you guys are all doing. So, which is great. And in alignment of that is also highlighting you guys. So onto here. So but yeah, which is the CERC committee spotlight. So thank you, Jessica. I know we talked about this last month, but Jessica submitted hers, Stephanie submitted hers. So if you can submit yours as soon as you can, we want you to get highlighted this year. So Tammy, do you have any other updates?
No, I think you covered it. I'm excited to hear 1,000 followers. That is in less than a year. That's very good, all organic. And what you said about highlighting the City of Destiny awardees, I think that's how we kind of kicked off the social media when we first launched those pages last year. And we did get quite a bit of engagement, even though it was a very modest amount of followers that we had at that time. So I think this year will be a lot bigger. So I'm glad you're at the helm of that. And I see on here setting up a regular meeting with Gerald, which I think would be terrific. For sure.
Those are my updates. Thanks, Kala.
if I could comment really quick. So I'll be reaching out to all the recipients to get pictures, and that it's not just pictures for that, right? It's pictures for the whole roll, the TV Tacoma thing. Some of these, unlike MLK, which is a different, usually different kinds of awards, some of these won't have like a formal headshot, some of these folks, but I will get to you pictures as I get them. In fact, I can just include you if you'd like on the Google Drive where I put all that stuff for John. And then you can pick, but if somebody sends, I will ask specifically for a headshot this year, which I typically don't because they want action shots of them doing their work. So I will specifically ask for that. And then if they have it, and then, but I'll include you on all those pictures as I get them.
Yeah, that'll be great, especially, and great thing you pointed that out with action shots and too. I think there'll be more engagement, especially them being into the field and actually doing the work rather than them smiling, which is not a bad thing, but so.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
I think,
that's great.
Jennifer, that's what you provided us last year, and it was great because we had like Earth Day where you can see people that are doing cleanup or whatever ecology work they were doing. So I think it does help to illustrate what they're doing in the community.
Perfect. See, I hardly remember last year.
Pandemic times don't count. We don't.
Oh my goodness, right? All right,
We
that's
don't know what-
perfect. Yeah, I'll just
Okay.
make sure and include you.
Cool. Thank you, Jennifer.
Yep.
All right. So on to recruitment schedule. Interviews are May 24th. And Kala, is it time to ask the current committee who wants to reapply? Oh, you're muted, Kala.
That's what I get for being polite. Okay. I was just gonna search for Michelle from the clerk's office, because she sent me the press release, and it made me think, oh, wait a minute, we need to account for the fact that Alex moved from District 2 to District 1, right, Alex?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. And then she also sent me a roster. Just get that real quick. I'm not going to put it on the screen because we're recording, and I know that that's got some sensitive information on there about you guys. So here's what I just wanted to say who is actually your term is up at the end of June. So there's a few of you. So I just want to make sure that I have that conveyed to you. I'll say it now, but then what I'll do is I will send it to you as well. So so let's see here. At-large number 1 is vacant, and that is the term ends next June. At-large number 2 is Cecily. That doesn't term out until the end of June in 2024. Chris is terming out this year at June 30th. Let's see. What? Okay, that one's wrong. The at-large number 5 is vacant, and that terms out next June. Jessica, you're also an at-large in your number 6, and that terms out next June. Alex, you are, so you're now in Council District 2. So what we're going to do is ask the, you don't term out until the 24. So you've got a long one too. We're going to ask the Economic Development Committee to reassign you as opposed to having you come in and do another interview, because it's, it's been so recent that you did your interview last year. So, so we'll move you into that. And then that means that Council District 1 is open. And that again also terms out in 2024. Hillary, you, Rosie, and Stephanie Okay, so Hillary, Rosie, and Stephanie all term out this year. I didn't realize that. I mean, it just seems like such a short period of time that you guys have been working with us. But in fact, so what I wanted to ask you, you don't have to say right here, right now, but what I wanted to find out is if you're still interested, then we can either reassign for another one. It did go by fast, huh? Reassign you for another term, which we've done before. It's very typical with these committees because, you know, sometimes you come on in the middle of a term and you only spend a year and a half working on the committee and you may want to work on it longer. So those are the three. I know Chris is not interested in being assigned. And then I think we actually have a vacancy on here. I missed it earlier, at large number 4. The person who was assigned moved out of the city. So that's another one that terms out in 2024. So we have a good, healthy, long-term assignments here. So if you want to say now, you can. Otherwise, I will be sending each of you a separate email just to find out what your
Carla,
might be.
sorry,
Yes,
when did you say your term ends?
2020, this January, I mean, this June. That's what it says
This
according
June.
to this.
So I don't know if I told you guys, but I'm actually pregnant.
Oh, good for you.
Thank you. My due date's
Congratulations.
Yeah.
thank you. My due date's in August.
Okay.
And so I'm not sure because you know I'm gonna take off work from like August to December.
Mhm.
I'm not sure if I take some time off the committee, if I should wait and just reapply next year, or if you guys would be okay with me taking a couple months off.
Oh, that's really, thank you for letting us know about that. That's nobody ever plans ahead like that, but I guess you have to when you're going to have a baby, huh? Yeah, I think I can check with the clerk's office and see. I'm sure that's come up before. So let me check with the clerk's office to see what kind of suspension of that particular assignment, because if we start out with a healthy roster of members, then we have enough bodies to sort of fill in while you're not able to participate. But I'll find out if there's any rules about that. There certainly aren't any in the rules and procedures that we have. So,
Perfect. Thank you.
okay. So, yeah.
That's very exciting, Rosie. Do you know if you're having a boy or a girl?
I do, and I'll tell you guys, but really quick, I'm actually getting married on Saturday too. And
Oh,
we're gonna surprise-
congratulations.
thank you. We're gonna surprise everybody. But we're having a boy.
Oh,
Oh,
I'm so excited.
so you're going to surprise them at your wedding this weekend?
Yeah, we are. So, but I know you guys won't tell anybody.
Oh, you're in district.
Oh, it's okay. No, my family doesn't watch the recording, so we're okay.
Nobody watches the recordings, Rosie. I'm the only person who ever watches the recordings, I think. And Alex, you are in District 2 now. And you need to send me your new address. Yay. Stadium District. Yep, cool, nice. All right. All right. Well, I will be sending that out to you. I owe you like 3 different things, so be looking for emails from me, you guys. I think that's it for that. Do you want me to share the thing again?
sure.
Okay, let me grab it.
But next is subcommittees and communications with a note to set up a regular meeting with Gerald.
Okay, hold on 1 second. I think I must have closed. Sorry, guys. All right, now I can share it. Yeah. So, yeah, I thought maybe what you guys want to talk amongst yourselves that are on the committee to see like what works best for you, and we can continue to have these Zoom meetings, or we can, you know, get together at either the convention center, or I wouldn't suggest the Dome because it's usually there's something going on, or maybe we can meet at Courthouse Square.
Yep.
Oh, Stephanie must have dropped off there. So maybe go ahead. And
Does anyone have any commitment issues or a good time that would work?
Are you talking about for our next meeting?
for the subcommittee meetings for communications, like, is there a regular time that works for you guys better than another time where Gerald and I can join you?
I guess, what is your schedules?
I put in the chat, but Thursdays I have class all day, and then I can meet any other day though after 4. Anywhere is fine.
Thank you. If you guys want to put something in the chat and then it saves, I will be able to then, you know, see if I can send some doodle calendar or something like that. How's that sound?
That sounds good.
Okay. Doodle. Will doodle. Okay. Okay.
Okay. So handbook update.
Are you ready to share that with the team?
I am not ready to share that with the team.
Okay. Do you feel like we'll have something in the
I think
next month?
Absolutely. Yes.
Okay. So next time you and I get together, then we can focus our energy on that.
Correct.
I know there's always something else to focus our energy on when we
Yes.
get together.
Yes. But
okay.
I think it's in a good place. I just
Good.
need to add my notes and have you look at them.
Okay. Yeah, and I've got the redlined track changes document too. Or, you know, like I said to you before, if you want to just type in your changes, it'll capture that.
Right.
So, or comments, however you like to do it. And then we can create a draft to get voted on in one of the next upcoming meetings.
Perfect.
Good.
All right.
Do you guys have any questions about that? Do you, because you're going to have a chance to review the draft and then, you know, add your own thoughts and comments for consideration, and then have a discussion, like an actual serious discussion about this document, because it's what we're going to share with the new members when they come on. So I don't. Okay.
All right. Do we have any public watching?
I don't believe so. I will double check again. No.
Very good.
Nope.
And does any of the members have any suggested items for future agendas?
Not sure that this needs to be typed yet, but
Okay.
I remember talking at one point about having like another event that would be more of a conversation space for community members in collaboration with other groups already doing that. I also, Kala, I'm still not on any of the subcommittees. So I'll forward you our last email exchange on that.
Okay,
but
okay.
That is like another subcommittee that we may be thinking about. And I'd be interested in that as well, if that's a need.
Yeah, there is a subcommittee that, you know, hasn't been, I mean, we don't have a lot of additional bodies right now. So I think that, I think that the subcommittee that was called, you know, researching or considering new events or something like that was one of them. Yeah.
I would love to get that going, Hillary, especially now that I feel like we can be more in person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like now more than ever, people want to be talking.
Sorry, that was my Siri. Yeah, so I don't know I haven't been on a subcommittee yet, so I don't even know like the processes of them.
Yeah.
But if that's something that we do want to do, like I would sign up to do that once I know how.
Okay. Got it. Okay. I think we're gonna need to talk about the City of Destiny awards ceremony location and details. And then Adam, if you're on, oh wait, no, he dropped off. Oh, missed my chance. I was going to ask him if he had heard anything about public meetings being, I know that they're testing out the systems, if you will, with the study session for the city council and for the city council meetings, the weekly meetings. So maybe I will hear more on that at a future date. And John Miller is very involved with that process. So I think that it's possible to have them in the municipal building, but Adam was telling us today that we also are putting in like video capability into the meeting spaces that we use in the convention center. So it's the staff meeting space. And it's actually a really good space. It's really nice. And if they put a couple of video screens in there, then we can do Zoom so that if somebody has to be remote for some reason, like, you know, whatever, and they still want to join the meeting, they can. And then members of the public, if they should ever want to attend these meetings, would be able to watch as well. But I need to get more information about that.
Yeah, that's a good point. I've noticed lately now that more meetings are in person, people have forgotten about travel time. Going to and from meetings.
I will be there at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning, dear. Well, I know you will be, but
yes, I will. Yes, I will. Rosie mentioned our retreat.
we never had one, did we? I think once we're back in person, it's going to make a lot more sense because they're really interactive, these retreats that we've done in the past. A lot of breaking into smaller groups and writing notes on flip charts and, brainstorming and all of that good stuff that you do when you're problem solving. It's not as easy to do. Well, I haven't done anything like that on Zoom yet. I know that there are things like my husband and his coworkers use the whiteboard. I haven't used it yet, so maybe a little practicing, and then we can do a retreat. We usually did the retreat in April or May so that we could get some guidance from the mayor on the MLK theme and get started on that process. So we should be looking at, probably May this year. It'll be right in the middle of City of Destiny Awards, but it's kind of how it works, how it usually works. So,
Perfect.
and I'm also going to add and committee member roles. So like we may have talked about for MLK, should it have been in person, there's a role. Just, I mean, Stephanie was at the last live MLK event. And she had a role, and Adela had a role. And it's really important, I think, for you guys in your roles as, you know, somebody appointed by council to sort of be able to be a greeter and a host or hostess at these types of events when they're in person. And so we should know more about whether or not this is going to be a live thing by the April meeting. Can't believe that it's almost April, but
I actually wasn't on the committee when it was live.
you weren't?
No,
You
I
weren't?
joined the committee in, I want to
2020.
say 2020, yeah. I've
Well,
never
that was
been
like
with-
no, you're not kidding.
Yeah,
Oh my
it's all been
God.
virtual for me.
Gosh.
But I do think Stephanie might have been involved in the community outreach fair.
Yes,
Oh,
that,
that's
uh-huh. After construction, we've
Yep.
been involved in the outreach, the community fair, and we love doing that.
Yeah.
At least I love doing that.
yeah. It's a good event. That's why I was thinking that.
Have most of us been part of the committee since the
COVID?
pandemic? Yeah.
I think so, yeah. I go back and look at that roster. So Chris came on in 2018, but everybody else is either 20 or 21. So yeah, there you go. Weird. So I don't have anything else. Did you guys want to have any further open discussion that you didn't get to have at the beginning?
I just want to say congratulations, Rosie. I know I typed it in the chat, but like that's two very exciting things happening to you in the next
Week?
coming months and days. So congratulations, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I'm excited.
Yeah, that's really exciting. It's good to hear good news with all that's going on in the world.
So how is everybody doing? I'm going to stop recording, okay? Do you want to call the meeting adjourned?
I do call the meeting adjourned.
And it is timestamp 4:59. Good timing. That was a good meeting. They're so short. And